Hey everyone, so this is Black Woman 7 here, and today I'll be going over sort of I guess you could say a debrief or a news, some like sort of a debrief of like the latest Pokemon like news regarding the conference we had yesterday. So in that I'll just let you all know. We're not gonna get any Sword and Shield information, but there is maybe one caveat to it, but which I'll get into it. So that I'll talk about. So the press conference happened yesterday, like around 6 p.m. my time, or whatever. So, and it actually revealed a ton of like information about like almost everything, like from the Pokemon franchise. It's not related, even that's even like it's not even like related to like the games. Like David mentioned that all their Pokemon shirts brand is now branching out to like North America and EU, and how they're trying to open more Pokemon Center stores. I thought they were gonna announce another one for the US, but I don't know. So anyways, so I think from this event alone, we only got like I think 4 game announcements, which is kind of interesting if you ask me. Like we only got like I'd say like 4 from like recalls. So obviously let's get the big one out of the way, or one of the big ones, since they only just briefly touched on it. Apparently there is going to be another Detective Pikachu game that sort of ties up the conclusion of or sort of like ends like the current storyline, because I think the last one with the 3DS version ends on a cliffhanger. And there is going to be a Switch version for a Detective Pikachu 2 where we'll just finish the storyline. So I guess they're probably doing it because the success of the movie, and the fact that like Detective Pikachu did okay with the sales in 3DS. So kind of makes sense, and it's only natural that they cover this. So yeah, that's all I have to say. They just announced it. Not much to say about that. One thing that like I think they took up most of their most of the entire the press conference was a new sort of like mobile slash app, like called or mobile app, or whatever you want to call it, called Pokemon Sleep. And basically the idea is simple. It's just for those of you who use like any sleep trackers or any of that stuff for your phone or for your handheld. It's basically that, like, simple as that. It just like tracks your how like you sleep and whatnot. Tries to help you follow some sort of sleep patterns, or sort of like get you like in gear to like try to know how to follow a healthier sleep cycle or whatever. I don't know. I'm not like a health professional and all that stuff, so so let's go brief rundown from Serebii itself. So pretty much Pokemon Sleep just tracks the user's time sleeping, wake up time, and more. And it just basically tries to create like a sort of a gameplay and sort of rewards. It'll be interesting if they try to make this akin to like Pokemon the Dream World, which is something I've used way back. For those of you who know about Pokemon Dream World, then yeah, you are you've been around for a while. So so basically the idea is, just like that. It's pretty much a new peripheral for like just trying to track your sleep and whatnot. So, and it can actually be used with Pokemon Go Plus, but there's actually a new device called that they called it Pokemon Go Plus Plus. But I'm like, really? Like, didn't they just name it Pokemon Go Plus Excel or whatever? I don't know. If you're just gonna go with this name, I know. It had to coincide with, and of course Niantic is making this, so everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my God! First they have us walking, now they're gonna have us sleeping." So I can already see people like, no, I'm not gonna name drop names. I'm not gonna name drop the Go YouTubers. They'll probably like cover this, so they'll be like, "Yeah," even though Niantic pays me. So, They did release like Snorlax as I think an event Pokemon for Pokemon Go with Yawn for the event. So for those of you who want to have a Snorlax on your game, now might be a good chance to catch one in Pokemon Go. So yeah. So I guess that's about it. And I think the big one I want to talk about right now is another feature, Pokemon Home. Yes, I know these names are just like very, very weird and whatnot, but Home is actually pretty much the more interesting one for me because it's essentially Pokemon Bank and something that I thought that they wouldn't even like cover. I thought they wouldn't even cover this early on, but I guess now they were. So that's exactly what it is. It's basically a Pokemon Bank for a mobile service instead of like on your Switch. But the thing is, it tries to be like more of a cloud save service that's sort of like that could connect with like Pokemon Bank, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Eevee, Pokemon Sword and Shield, and all the other future titles, and also Pokemon Go. So all your Pokemon could be stored in Pokemon Home. You could transfer them there. And the best part is that you could actually trade with other people that are nearby with you or far away. So this is like pretty interesting if you ask me. So honestly, the biggest this is probably the biggest I guess you could say news we got out of like I guess you could say connectivity with Pokemon Sword and Shield yet right now. Because of course like every generation we've always had like a way to transfer Pokemon. Since like obviously Red and Blue to Gold and Silver, you just transfer in with a I don't know what is it called, your time capsule. Even though I never understood how that worked mechanics wise, and then they couldn't do that. And Gen 2 to Gen 3, they had to reset everything, because of the IB system and whatnot. Programming didn't connect well, but then like from Gen 3 to Gen 4, Gen 4 to Gen 5, it's always been a one-way trip. I think this probably be the same thing where like once you transfer your Pokemon from Bank to Home, it's already a one-way trip, so you can't come back. So I wish it was always like you could interchange in between, so you could send Pokemon from Home back to Bank. As long as you didn't have the moves or the future like moves and items and whatnot, you could do that. I think that's something they should do. So obviously this is a good step in the right direction. And yeah, like of course this might be like a paid service. With Pokemon Bank you have to pay $5 per year. I have like 2 accounts of Pokemon Bank because all the times I've well, let's just be honest, I basically have like around 4,000 Pokemon, so 4,000, 5,000 with all the, especially like all the genning I've done. So keeping like sets, even from like today, like I even have like sets for like Pokemon. Well, not too many, but like I still have like my own OG Pokemon collections there. Pokedex. So from like prior. So, but yeah, like for those of you who aren't into cheating and all that stuff, this is good for you because you could just keep all your Pokemon together and safe. And hopefully, Game Freak doesn't really or monetize this too much, if you ask me. So, as you can see, it's basically, it's like I said, this is in the image right here. It's a cloud-based service. You can actually connect everything together, which is pretty nice if you ask me. Like before, it was just Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee to Nintendo Switch and to Go. You could switch between like Go to or send Pokemon from Go to Let's Go Pikachu Eevee, but I think it's a one-time trip until you catch them. So, or I think you can send them back. I don't know how it worked, but still. But now it's sort of like everything's all going to be connected to Pokemon Home. So I know these names are pretty weird. So and here's a brief refresher of how like Pokemon Bank works. So especially for Sun and Moon. And you can already tell this is how like the transferring system is already as convoluted as it is, and I think this is a great way for Game Freak just to like organize it all into one. And it's pretty simple. Like I think they at least now we don't have to deal with all this BS. You have to download this, you have to download that, you have to make sure that Pokemon don't have these moves or whatever. So but yeah, you need Pokemon Transfer to get like Pokemon from Gen 5, and you need Pokemon like once you have Pokemon Bank, it's like your Pokemon from Gen 6 can always stay into Gen 6, Gen 7, but I think you can only transfer Gen. But once I think a Gen 6 mon goes into the Gen 7 game, they're stuck there forever. So yeah. But anyways, um, like anything I'm missing, um, oh yeah, there's that gacha game. So there's this game which we only got a very brief information about this. I think only one. I think we only got like I get like I guess like maybe two oh no 20 seconds of gameplay. So basically, what it looks like is it's basically a brainchild. Oh yeah, one last thing I forgot to mention. Uh, Pokemon Home is basically gonna come out early 2020, so it's probably likely that we won't be able to have our collections of Pokemon or the full like Pokédex set until like Pokemon Home is released. So similar to how Pokemon Bank for Sun and Moon and Pokemon Bank was released to or updated when the Pokemon Sun and Moon was still being released, and Pokemon they went XY when Pokemon Bank was released. So that's pretty much what you gotta keep notes. So yeah. So regarding Pokemon Masters, it's basically what it looks like. It's sort of a mini PvP slash gotcha game style game. But I think what it is that you only have like one Pokemon. We don't even know him from a lot of information aside the fact that this is just the brainchild of Kensumi Mori. Is that like we have all these characters, so why don't we make a game about it? So, and I think that's pretty much the point here. And I like how out of all the champions, you see all the champions there, like Iris got shafted and Alder just got shafted for Rosa from I think Black and White 2. I think she's like the most popular pro tag of all the female pro tags, and also all the ones in general. The fact that she made it in to cover over those two, Alder and Iris, is just funny as hell. So, but still, like from what my friends have told me, especially Blue, CantoCast Blue, he has by the way, he has a Fire Emblem Heroes channel. Like, I might plug his channel in the description, so if you guys want to check him out. So basically, it kind of looks like a gacha game style, if you ask me. Like, you try to get like all these characters from their from like different timelines of Pokemon, and yeah, that's what I think they're gonna do here. You have to, I'm not so sure exactly the mechanics here, but that's what it looks like right now. So and it's coming out early, not early this year, but it's coming out around this time or this year. That's what they said, but we don't have a time frame, so it might come out in like winter or whatever. So yeah. So I think that's all we have information wise for this press conference. So, anyways, we do have a direct coming up in about a week now. In about a week's time from now. So, hopefully, like we get to see like at least one thing I'm okay with the Pokemon press conference is that they weaved out all the stuff that I hope that they weaved out all the stuff, all the little things that like they were gonna mention about Pokemon. Oh, this is a Pokemon Home. Like at least that's not gonna cover like let's say 5 or 7 minutes of this direct. So whatever we're getting for this Pokemon direct we're getting it exclusively for Sword and Shield. So as it says in the image right there. So as I have it. So hopefully we get some really good information from this, since we haven't had any information in a while. But at the same time, we did get a ton of information when when the initial game was revealed for Pokemon, with all the gameplay and the map and whatnot. I think we had enough information to last us for then. So yeah. So yeah, that's the Pokemon press conference right now, and we'll have like another week to wait for the Pokemon Direct. So hope you guys are excited to see like any updates for Pokemon Sword and Shield or anything newsworthy in general. I'll try to keep up to date with some stuff here some of these stuff. I'm not gonna cover Pokemon Sleep and Masters probably, but maybe Home is something I'll look into. So I'll see how it works exactly, and then I'll just explain it to you guys once that the day comes. So in about less than a year from now. So anyways, catch you guys later. So see ya.